Okay. What's this? You see a guy in an amazing cloak. Could this be Italian? Yes, it is. Part of the Desolation of Mordor DLC is Talion is able to come to Lithlad and take the fortress. But if you guys notice something about Talion, he might look a little different to you all. Is he, Oh, God!
Also, one does not simply leave machine gear on.
And one does not simply leave machine gear on. Let's see. So, I'm currently wearing the Baranor suit, which I particularly love.
It's a suit, it's not a skin.
I guess it's a skin. The Baranor skin. I particularly love it. I think it looks amazing. We're in Gravewalker right now, but you guys can see this is one of my favorite reasons why. He has his own Wraith, which I just think looks so good. Boop. And, I am on Brutal again, so let's kind of talk through Brutal, too.
We do.
But first let me just roll a bit, pop up here for safety. There we go. Cool. So looking through here, so we have... Oh, this is another good one. So there's an Outpost mission that you can do here. You can see that one of the new additions we've added in the statues that you can attack in normal main game. If you look over this direction, you will actually be able to find... I think it's right over here. Yes, it is. We have some Celebrimbor missions, specifically.
Mm-hmm.
These are new ones that you guys can compete in and experience and get those awesome new abilities.
Yeah, it tells the story of when Celebrimbor took a vacation to the desert.
Took a vacation.
Remember when Celebrimbor...
Remember when I needed a break on the beach. I just came out and walked around. I found my Palantir. It was in my heart my whole time. So, let's see. Just so you guys are 100%. No, I can't switch to Talion yet, but yeah, you can switch to Talion. That is an option. There is also another skin that you guys can see that it is unlocked just to the right of Baranor. Not going to show that one right now. It's part of, but that's also part of the DLC. So just to be 100% clear, DLC unlocks the ability for you to take Talion to Lithlad, and it's a whole new region. It's not required to beat the game, but it is fun, and it's available.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that right?
I agree with that.
You do? Good.
Everything you said is the gospel truth.
The gospel truth. I appreciate it. So, just a couple funny things. There's so many questions. All these people are showing up now and being like, why is Baranor dressed as Talion and Lithlad? So I'm in the Baranor skin. It's after the Shadow Wars.
Oh my gosh, that guy over there.
I know, level 65.
Oh, dude.
It's going to be a fun one.
He's like smeared himself in ant goo.
Well, we won't be doing any fighting here, specifically. Okay? The reason why is because I want to be able to run around and show you guys a much more in-depth of what it is like to play on Brutal. So, let me pop back to here. Now, Brett.
Yeah.
Let's talk Brutal. What makes Brutal its new difficulty?
Well, so after Gravewalker came out,
Mm-hmm.
so we were looking at feedback from you guys, looking at who it was working for and who it wasn't.
Right.
And so the intent with Gravewalker was like provide the most strategic and planning heavy version of it.
Right.
But there's also this. We heard the feedback from you guys about, hey, sometimes battles take a long time.
Right.
Everything is very stressful all the time, which is totally the intent of it. So we started talking about other games that have kind of realism modes, like where you kill really fast, but you also get killed really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just kind of talked about how we could actually make that work in this, and whether that would actually be a good fit for, like, is that different enough to make it worth another difficulty?
Right.
Because we always have to balance, increasing the complexity of the menus, increasing, and just the cost of making stuff.
Right.
So the goal is to make something that is very fast, very snappy. In this mode, you deal a lot more damage.
Ton more.
Yes.
Like you're almost in the power they are to you, you're now to them in a way.
You gain might faster.
Mm-hmm.
You gain wrath faster, so you get to use a ton of special abilities. but you take a lot of damage, similar to how you do in Gravewalker.
Right.
So you're very lethal, but you're also very fragile.
Right.
We do give you a last chance, just to kind of smooth out a little bit of that frustration. But
Right.
I would still recommend you not buy the second last chance. It's not cool.
I mean, it's really up for you, right?
Right. Well, and in Gravewalker, you've got the reason we chose not to give you the last chance is to create more stories. We're always balancing, like, that was actually balanced towards how often do you die. Like 3 or 4 times an hour will generate an optimal number of stories. And this is more about keeping you on your toes while still being the deadliest thing in Mordor.
Right. So, I'm trying to clear off everybody real quick because normal mobs are now extremely dangerous and very powerful. And so it's important to clear them away.
Yes.
So let me just pop it back and forth. Get rid of these guys. Whoop. Okay, we're very close to dead. Oh no! I just want him as my friend. Oh
You're trying to
shoot!
talk and play on a harder difficulty.
Yeah. Oh, he has no last chance.
Okay. So difficulty-wise, this is not as hard as Gravewalker.
No, it's not as hard as Grey
But
Walker.
you have to pay attention.
You do. Okay, that was a horrible demonstration.
He is the Bone Ripper.
So, I know.
Dude, you look at all your friends. None of them came to help you.
No. This is
You
okay.
have like the cavalry army.
I know this is our end save. That is actually a pretty cavalry army, in fact.
Gosh.
So this is the end. This is, as I described, like our end save kind of thing. So, all right, womp womp womp. Seriously. All right, let me fast travel over here real quick. There's
Is there a vengeance?
I don't know. So let me talk a little bit. So I've actually played the game on brutal, like just start to finish. And one of the things you'll notice when you play it is that the game feels like you actually will beat the game faster because of the crazy amount of damage you have.
Yeah.
But you will also have the experience of if you don't pay attention, like what just happened to me, you will be demolished. You'll be taken out. You'll be killed from really terrible moments where you'll be like, I just killed 3 captains, but I sneezed and a dude shot me in the back because I wasn't paying attention.
But it's definitely nice for going through the game again because it is faster like that.
Oh, absolutely.
And you also get we imported a lot of the other realism settings from Gravewalker, like the worms being more alert, regular stealth being harder, and enemies leveling up more when they kill you.
Will captain versus captain be faster in this
It's
mode?
about the same speed.
It's about the same speed as with Grey Walker. But one thing that does exist is that your captains also still bleed out crazy fast.
Yes, so you will have more. It creates that situation where you go into a fort assault and you give your speech at the beginning and you say, okay, several of you will not make it through. So you have to really give your goodbyes before you do it.
When we released Gravewalker, you talked about it how Gravewalker was not the level of difficulty that you choose if you want to breed a perfect army. It's the one if you want to have a dark challenge where life is dark and hard and you won't always win. Brutal is kind of like that too. Watch how quickly I can kill this guy with just hammers to the head. He's below half. He's at 1/4. One more hit. It should be enough. Okay.
He's giving you a chance to take his mind.
He is, but he's ready to go. So that was just that was 5 hammers to the head to take a captain that was just a couple levels below me.
Sure, you're going to make it sound easy.
Well, it's not easy because you guys just saw me die a second ago. It's about intelligent access when you're attacking an opponent. You make sure that when you're charging in and finding this guy, you're doing it in a way where you're able to surprise him, like so.
Adaptation rules are the same as Gravewalker, which is to say 1 tick faster than on normal.
Okay, so they learn faster, but you also kill them faster.
Yeah, so it doesn't... In Gravewalker, that was intended to get you to, like, be more comprehensive about your tool set. In this, the lever's a lot looser just because you do more damage.
Right. Invisi bottle. your green water bottle is invisible.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Alright. So let's take this opportunity to grab a guy. There is a fortress defense that we have available, which I'm going to do. So you guys can kind of see, and I'm going to lose it. is another thing I'm planning to do.
Do your orcs know about this plan?
Unfortunately, they don't. But I have a lot of them, so we're just culling the weak.
Okay.
Let's see. Is there a Baronor skin with his armor? Right now, the Baronor skin is like so. So he takes on the full-on, he is now replacing Talion, which is really fun when you see him with this Wraith skin, because I absolutely love it when you use this, like, look at that face. He's like, His beard almost gets bigger, which I really like.
It actually does. And that is due to the way that hair is rendered.
Ah, there you go. So, I'm apologizing to all my followers. They're about to die.
You who are about to die, I will do nothing.
Sorry. I just wanted to show off how quickly one can get demolished if they're not careful. Can mercenaries have horses? No.
Get a Forthog skin. That's pretty funny. And then Forthog saves you.
Forthog saves you as your Forthog?
Yeah.
Alright, let me knock some people down. Alright. Here we go. Let me walk through the group.
I think their orders are to take the fort.
They are, not to... Yeah, but I'm just having fun being like, I'm the badass as I walk through the center.
Yeah.
Let me stop this. Oh, that's half the health. Let's get him off the thing. Alright. Perfect. So I knocked him off. A stab takes about a fifth of his health. Oh, and now we're down. So that's... You can't... So that's another thing about Brutal, is you want to make sure that you're in... And lucky me, I got back up. You want to make sure that you're intelligently in fighting in the same way that you assault someone in Gravewalker, but you'll have these incredibly powerful strikes that will make these battles significantly, like, high risk, high reward experiences.
Yeah.
And also my Wrath is all the way full again. Let me just summon a bunch of fun dudes and get knocked down by a cat. Alright, I'm going to pause for a second, just so I can answer questions. So, as we're going through this, people were asking, are there any changes to the base game? New difficulty. That's this one here, just so that people can read it and see the information about it, so you can have another understanding that enemies are fast, intelligent, and lethal, as on Gravewalker, but your damage is increased, your Might and Wrath feel faster, and you'll get more special moves because of it, and you get to have a last chance with this one. Now let's see, Gunzilla has a question about Desolation of Mordor, which is, if I quit in the middle of it, will I lose my progression? No. It's a death thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can we take Lithlad to Talion pre-Shadow Wars? Yes, you can. He is welcome. In fact, if you do, Killer Brimbor talks to him about it.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about his...
He says something demeaning to you.
This is the best beach. Why would you ever... No. So, let's see. Is the Outpost experience exclusive to the DLC? Yes. That is exclusive to the DLC. Anything regarding the deserts of Lithlad is DLC only. Can mercenaries have horses? No, there are no horses. People are asking, saying, how do you do that? Tell me how you do that. I'm not sure what...
Does time pass if you're in menus for your score? No, time does not pass. It uses the game timer. So, like, whenever you're in a cutscene, the time is paused. Whenever you pause the game, the time is paused.
Right. So we have people starting to ask, what are the other changes to the base game? And there's actually a couple. So I'll start listing some of those off now.
Checking your patch notes?
Yeah, I'm checking my patch notes. So, for one, I want to show off this one because this is one of my favorite ones.
Oh, that is a good one.
So we're gonna get... There's new photo mode stuff. We have new stickers, for example. Like the various fun ones. But this is my favorite sticker that we're about to run into. Wait for it. Yeah! Because I like the idea that it can make it look like, I'm coming to help you! I like that. So that's one. There are new photo mode stuff. So for those of you who are all the artsiness, one of my favorite ones is actually right here. Starry Night. And actually it goes for the actual Starry Night painting style. There's also Expressionist, Sands of Lithlad. This is one of my favorite ones, Cell Shading.
Oh yeah, the real skills of an artist.
It has a very Borderlands, because, I mean, Cell Shading. Give us the patch notes or die. Sounds like I'm dying. I like how Baronor is just floating over everybody's heads right now. Let's see. Okay. Let me pop out of this real quick. So, all right, give me a second to explain this one. I want to make sure that I think it smartly and speak it smartly. They're going to be this particular build doesn't have it right now, but I'm showing you guys here. There are going to be bodyguards for overlords, meaning there will be new positions available for you to see dudes that you can kill or put spies into with the overlords. So actually, when you're fighting them, you'll have these extra captains that'll be helping you. So this particular build doesn't have it, but that is one that exists. And I wanted to mention that because it is coming on May 8th, but it's just not in here at the time because when I got this build, it wasn't that moment. So pausing again. Actually, more fun than pausing. Man, that just looks so interesting.
It looks good. All the colors are popped a little bit more.
Yeah. That looks really interesting. I like it. See, one thing that's cool too is you can control the lines, so you can have it like a really heavy outline, which I actually really like the heavy outline. It's got a very strong comic book look to it.
I remember it took me a while to notice the line in Crackdown when I first started playing. Really?
Yeah.
It was like 3 days after I got it. I was like, oh, it's supposed to look like a comic book. I didn't have an HDTV.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So, let's see. Another feature that's coming. So now we've mentioned. So let's actually be very clear on what is Desolation of Mordor DLC and what is free. Okay. So I'm going to use a very silly method right now. Right. You're going to be Desolation of Mordor. Okay. I'm going to be free DLC.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Desolation of Mordor. You're in Lithlad, right? I
sure am.
You get to play as Baranor in the Baranor Desolation of Mordor side story.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Cool. So that's your stuff. Talion can go visit.
Yes.
Cool. So that's a DLC. Yes. Awesome. So I'm free stuff. That includes brutal difficulty. That includes new photo mode stuff. Part of which is inspired by Lithlad. That includes the Overlord being with bodyguards. And another one, which it's going to take another second for me to explain it. We have an ability for you guys to search via gamer tag for a fortress that you want to fight. So, meaning, let's say Brett makes a crazy powerful fortress, but you're not friends with him. You can just put in his gamer tag and go fight his fortress. So what we're kind of expecting is, let's say one of your favorite influencers or whatnot happens to have a fortress that they play online and goes, hey guys, if you want to just fight it, this is the gamer tag. There you go. You can go over and attack some of those guys. And also, if some people have some really interesting designs for their fortresses, you now get to experience some of them.
Better sharing tools for that.
Better sharing tools.
What if I want story mission progress and Torvin upgrades in Desolation of Mordor to reset? Is that an option? The way to do that is to delete your save for that. Just like Blade of Galadriel, it's split out from your main save, so you can delete that separately.
Right. So that's actually, and that's built in there, so for any of you guys who are, oh, thank you, Naruk.
Dude. It's so good when the archers actually perform that.
That is fun. Thank you, Naruk, for doing that. So the point being that when you guys are playing Desolation of Mordor, you do have the option if you want to have a speed run with everything available, or if you want to have a speed run with everything that you have to unlock as you're going.
Yeah.
Let me bring this guy in my thing. Was he riding a Graug? It looked like he was, actually.
Thank you. I think he was actually behind the crenellation.
Oh, he was behind it.
I think he's standing at the foot of the Graug.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see him in a second. Yep, there he is. That was a really funny moment of just like, are you the Graug? Now let's let this guy take me out real quick. Oh yeah, so it's Talion voice does come out of the skins, which is pretty fun. Any new orc abilities? Actually, yeah, there's a Karagor Tamer. It's one of the new orc abilities that popped in, which is a mercenary one that we thought was cool. So we added that one in.
Is that on hit or on shout?
I don't know. But I'm going to let myself die real quick. Give me one more hit, please. Nope, stop helping. There we go. Now, is anyone going to take this?
Are the bodyguards of an overlord in Online Conquest?
I actually don't know.
I'm almost positive.
Yeah, that should be the case. It should absolutely be the case, but I'm not 100% sure because I haven't played it yet. Rat Bat? Rat Bag.
Dude, look at this guy.
I have never seen this many saviors. I must have been really nice, or I mean, whoever made this save must have been really nice to everybody. I'm gonna stand in the explosion though, and try to get myself killed that way. That would be really funny though if I actually end up winning without doing really anything. Talion with a beard? It's not Talion. It's Baranor. Alright. Let's see. So checking time. So I think we've gone through everything. Here, you go and die. Or live, whatever you feel like doing.
Do you think I'm better at dying than you?
Yes, I do. I think. So let me pop back to checking my notes to make sure we covered everything. So, remember, brutal difficulty is realism mode. So the idea is that, wow, I've never seen this many saviors.
Dude.
This is pretty epic.
They know what happens if you die.
That's really funny. I'm just surprised. I'll play a game and I won't get saved once. Ah, yes.
Looks like I killed you, Tark. Suppose it makes me
Alright,
Tark
rolling through.
No. Tark Slayer! I quite like the sound of that. Tark Slayer! From now on, I will be known as the Tark
Cool.
Slayer!
Alright.
You got it.
Never been saves. Pretty chill. Oh man, that's a rough one.
It is a rough one.
Alright, so because everybody hates me. Yeah, Lithlad will be available. Actually, it is available for online play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one is available as well. So to have access to that one, though, you do have to own the DLC because you physically have to be there to get access to that.
Yep.
But that is there. There's a rescue mission. I love how Baranor looks as his skin. Like, it really feels like he is the main character in this one. It's just very fun.
Yeah. Turns out all of Talion's clothes fit him.
Perfectly. The always... Let's see, what was it? Always sell shaded DLC when? Eh. Let's see. So, I'm going to be answering questions about this DLC. Oh, you just summoned the dead... Right. So I actually have both undead and sappers on. So when he summons them, he summons undead sappers. I don't know if you guys knew that was possible.
It's pretty good. They're actually worse than normal sappers because they're undead, so they can't run.
Right, they can't run, but they are harder to kill, and so they're funny. So we're talking about specifically with this DLC. There are, and we've shown off that when you die in Desolation of Mordor, you get these new, or like you have the new challenge and the new score, and so the idea is to play it multiple times, even after you've beaten it, because you want to play it on harder difficulties to unlock those extra changes and abilities that you get in the next runs, which will help you get better scores in each subsequent run. Story mode of DLC, specifically with Desolation of Mordor, that one you will play once if you want, or you can play more if you'd like, but that exists. People are saying difficulty sliders create custom DLC stuff. That's actually, try Brutal before you do that, because the custom DLC one is one that we've talked about, but currently we have this. Give this a shot and you'll see and experience what this is first. Valentine Devel, yes, Lithlad is an online multiplayer fortress. Can you send war chiefs to do things? You always have been. Why Overlord Bodyguards? Fun? I think that was because in the original design of the game we had them, and but we couldn't figure out the best way to incorporate it.
Yeah, being able to send bodyguards to your overlords puts them more into the world, but it also lets you do it the other way. You can put spies into an enemy overlord,
which is really funny to see.
Yeah, but it also helps give you a better chance against some really nasty overlords.
Yes, that was another thing that we did see in that regard. The Blade of Galadriel DLC is just Blade of Galadriel. There's no crossing between Desolation of Mordor and Blade of Galadriel.
I don't know who that guy is, but I don't like him. So I send him a death threat.
Let's see. So I'm looking at questions, and most of the questions are asking for new features, or yeah, most of them are just asking for new features. So I'm only going to be answering questions specifically to this DLC. So, but I feel like we've given you guys all the information for that. So I think we've shown off the high damage that exists in Brutal, but it's really hard to get it across exactly how much fun it is. Because the thing is, I really like playing it in Desolation of Mordor. It is absolutely one of my favorite ways to play it because of how speedy and strong you are, but also how much you lose your friends along the way. It's a tough one for those reasons. But once Desolation of Mordor is out next week, that's actually one of the things I want to do is show you guys Brutal on Desolation of Mordor, when I don't have to hide the entire map anymore. With Baranor's skins, is he getting just one? The Baranor's skin is going to be added to the game as and I think that one's actually a free DLC as well. So the Baranor skin is a free DLC. There is, however, another skin that is a DLC only. The DLC guy. Any specific bug fixes to mention? Not right now. Oh look, that guy's raised to life. I love that.
It's so good.
When can we start talking about the July stuff? Probably in June. Rough Rooster, do mercs do missions with war chiefs that are not story missions? They do. Actually, you should check the last stream, Mercenaries. We show that off. Can you show story? No. You guys have to experience that or watch the cinematic that came out today. Cinematic, that was story, came out this morning. Let's see. Actor name is asking how big the size for DME on PC is. I don't know. I actually don't know that exact size. I actually...
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's the size it's gonna be. I'm not sure.
If it's on my computer, it works.
If it's on your... Yeah. If it's on my computer... can the skin give us sort of new power? That's something that we've actually talked about. Skins having power, but we haven't said anything yet. The One Freeman says, wait a minute, Rooster, are they even looking at YouTube chat?
Even looking!
I've answered so many questions from YouTube chat. Oh, thank goodness. You got a one-on-one fight so you can show off a little bit more of the damage.
Once I knew you were looking for
He's
me.
a chump.
I
But I should still check his things.
Yeah. So this is actually a thing that I noted about when I play Brutal on Desolation of Mordor. I really care about their weaknesses because they can kill you so quickly.
Oh boy.
In Shadow of War, I care about it when I have a lot of opponents all at once, but when it's a one-on-one, you can kind of get away a lot more, which is sort of like taking him out because you have so much power. Is Torvin canon? He is in our hearts. I don't think they're seeing our demands. I actually am talking about this DLC. Thank you, Emperor Aaron, for defending us as well. Oh, looking good. Using the Wrath ability.
Get out of here, Ghost.
Alright. I demand Torvin Wereworm Romance. How many new orc traits? Wow! See, this is what I love about Brutal, is because since he ambushed you, he has the 100% chance to beat you.
I have the 100% desire to run away and get some life back.
One of the things is if he's actually broken now, you could Shadow Strike right over to him and then make him yours. Or Shadow Dominate. Or you should Shadow Strike kill him. He walked to the side.
He knows where to go. Actually, here, I can Shadow summon undead zappers.
Send them out.
Shadow have them assassinate him.
Go walk over there slowly and menacingly.
Yeah.
Look at them go.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Oh, he's... Damn.
Come on, you guys. You can do it.
Alright, so I see people are at... Alright, I keep seeing this question pop up as a thing. Oh, look at this go.
They can do it.
Yeah! Which was...
Yes! Yes!
That's a pretty sexy way to kill a guy. So I see a question that keeps popping up, which was, will there be a way to interact with saviors and like disable that. Now we've talked to the team about it. Can't confirm anything for you guys right now, but I have sent it to the team. July does have a lot of cool new things, some of which we haven't announced yet. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that would probably be the time that we'd put it in if it did. So, people asking for next DLC or anything, go ahead and read the FAQ that's in our community.wbgames.com. It's that has all the extra fun stuff that we're really looking forward to showing you guys, and I'll start showing more of that in June. We'll be talking about those things are actually free updates, so that's going to be pretty fun. So yeah, get hyped for July. So with that, let's make sure we do a little circle back and explain what we just got to see. We're showing off new difficulty. You're able to kill guys way faster, and they're able to kill you as fast as you on Gravewalker, but it really changes the experience. It's my favorite way to play. Came from Brett and I talking about the struggles that you guys were having with Gravewalker, and we came up with this idea of like, well, let's try this almost realism mode where swords do super damage to everybody because swords are sharp. Makes sense, right? New bodyguards for our orc overlords that you can even put spies in with them. Thank you to Real Masculine for sharing that. You can share that on YouTube as well. Then also you can take like, oh man, it's new photo mode stuff. There's this searchability for searching other people's fortresses and orcs to fight as well. You can do that for orc pit fights. So when we were talking about doing like tournaments and stuff, that will actually make it a little bit easier. So let's see. No, I'll leave that one out for now. And then
A man of many secrets. Here.
Man of Many Secrets. We always gotta do it. Now, so that's coming alongside it's the free DLC, and then for the people who actually are owning Desolation of Mordor, you have the whole roguelike campaign that with all the new augments, abilities, mercenaries interacting in the Nemesis system. Talion can go to Lithlad and experience that with some new missions that are there. I think that covers everything. Mm-hmm. You guys are amazing. I'm actually gonna play some. I'm gonna play some of this. Maybe Desolation of Mordor on Brutal because it's still so fun. And with that, loves, do you have anything that you want to finish up with, good Brett, or shall we finish?
I think they should remember that we are always watching.
we care. So, Brutal is something that came from our conversations and directly from you guys discussing about Gravewalker. The discussion that he's dead. That's right, because it's Brutal, so they have much shorter turns.
We made a conscious decision that we don't care about our followers.
Yes, we did. That's kind of what Brutal difficulty is you don't really care about your followers as much.
Well, you say that. I care.
Well, I do, but you don't care about them as a large group. You care about them as, this is just my bodyguards. So, let's see. With seeing Ivaneth, cool. Protocol is like, new difficulty? You're going to have to watch over the stream, man, and see what we're talking about. Baranor is just in his DLC. There are skins, though, like so here, that are in the main game. And with that, I think that covers everything that I want to talk about. I'm doing a final checkaroonie.
He's a rugged mountain man.
Dude, I think Baranor looks slick. Like, he looks really good, and I'm just going to play as Baranor now and everything. Because actually, this is the thing I know is when you play as Eltariel and Troy Baker's voice goes through her mouth, it sounds really funny. When he plays Baranor and Troy Baker's voice goes through his mouth, he actually seems like he could be Baranor.
It's weird. I find, like, it seems weird to me for, like, 20 minutes, and then it stops. I stop noticing it.